You probably wonder where I got this idea to draw this biblical scene of Tobias and the angel Raphael. More than a simple and sweet story, I think there is something important we can learn from it and that I want to talk about while painting this scene. My name is Gile and welcome to my YouTube channel where I'm sharing all types of art and where I'm sharing my artistic interest as well. First of all, I will just remind you of the context of the scene of this painting for those who are not familiar with biblical text. Recently, I got very interested with biblical thematic. I like ancient and classic arts, and lots of these old masters' paintings are depicting these biblical scenes. Tobias and the Angel Raphael are one of them. Reading the Bible is not only a spiritual and religious experience, it is a depiction of the history of mankind, full of details and interesting information that people tend to forget or don't want to know about, which is a shame, I think, in my humble opinion. The story of Tobias and the angel Raphael is part of the book of Tobit. Tobit, who became blind and poor, sent his only and beloved son Tobias to some relatives in order to get back some money. Tobias is accompanied by a young man, a guide, that he found on the street of Nineveh. Nineveh is the city where they live. This young man is in reality the angel Raphael, who will help Tobias in his quest and achieve some miracles for his father and also for the future wife of Tobias, Sarah. I won't tell the whole story in details, but I highly encourage you to read it. They stopped at night near a river. While Tobias was washing his feet, an enormous fish jumped out and bit one of his feet. Tobias is scared, but the angel Raphael gave him some strength, it seems, and asked him to take the fish in his arms and to keep it under control. Tobias managed, and the angel Raphael explained to him how the heart, the liver, and the bill of the fish should be kept and used to cure Tobit, his father, and also Sarah, who is tormented by a demon. This scene really made an impression on me, and I wanted immediately to paint it. I decided to show how Tobias is kind of proud of himself since he managed to grab the fish, and how the angel Raphael is a bit amused but also tender and tries to comfort him in these difficult times. With a difficult life and a poor father and a mother who has to work to meet their needs, life is not easy for Tobias. There is something, of course, magical and a bit whimsical and poetic in this scene that I cannot explain, but I wanted to render with this painting. I choose to work with gouache, one of my favorite mediums. I'm using exclusively Kuretake and Turner Japanese gouache. I really think that the quality of Japanese gouache is much better than the one I use in Europe. They layer very well and you can use them like watercolor as well, and the colors are vibrant. The paper I'm using is a smooth paper from Canson. I really prefer to use smooth texture regarding my gouache painting than a rough texture paper. I will list all the material I use in the description box below. For this painting, I was also inspired by old paintings, and I wanted to give this ancient look to my paintings that you can get with egg tempera. But egg tempera was the medium which was used before oil paintings. Of course, Tobias doesn't know yet that the guy with him is the angel Raphael, but I wanted to represent the wings and the beauty of the angels nonetheless. Probably the viewer of the painting can see the angel, but not Tobias. Even if I have to say, Tobias' face in this painting is rather in love with the angel, so maybe I wanted to keep some kind of ambiguity in this painting. The hand of the angel is delicately touching the cheek of the child, and both look at each other, hopefully with tenderness, love, and trust. For the light, I decided that the direction of the light here is like a soft spot on their faces and upper parts of their bodies, while the rest is a bit in the shadow. The story of Tobit and this episode illustrates how we should be tender to each other and trust each other, and above all, trust finally God. Not with knowledge, ambitions, and pride, but like a child. We should believe with all of our heart like a child. This is the only way that even the most impossible becomes possible if we believe this way. The story shows that our heart is not rational, but emotional after all. I do think this is the most important thing we need to learn from this story. If you read the story, I don't know if it is my version, which is French, since I'm French. It seems that at the beginning, Tobias is a young man, but once he is traveling with the angel, the text calls him child, and he seems to really become like a little child. I think this transformation is not by chance. The author of the text wants to show us that to be trustful and to trust God, we really need to be like a child and forget about all we think we know to be able to get to this spiritual path and to open our heart, which what matters the more in life. I'm not going to be too deep since my channel is not a religious or spiritual channel, but an artistic one after all. But I just wanted to share what I wanted to render in this painting, and I hope I managed more or less. I will let you watch now the rest of the video. I'm also sorry for the change of light throughout all my video. It is winter time and I'm painting sometimes at night after work and sometimes during the day. Hopefully it won't disturb you too much. I would be also grateful if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you again for watching and see you for the next video. Bye bye.